Rise Career Exploration is financially supported by listeners like you. Every dollar helps towards future podcast episodes. Click on the link in the show notes or visit us at risecareer.org today. Thank you for your support. Enjoy the show. And remember, together we rise.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey, welcome everyone. I'm your host, Corey Alexander, licensed school counselor, author, and entrepreneur. And this is Rise Career Exploration, the podcast, where we interview guests on their professional journeys. Choosing a career can be one of the most difficult decisions of your life. Join me as we interview guests on their professional journeys. You'll find that the twists and turns of career struggles aren't unique to you, and that the path to your dream profession isn't always a straight line. Whether you are a student who wants to learn what it takes to be in a specific career, or just want to hear some great career advice, this podcast is for you. Hey everyone, it's your host, Corey Alexander, and this is Rise Career Exploration, the podcast. My special guest today is Jerry the Barber, AKA Lomax, from Spanish Harlem. We grew up together. I've known him for over 35 years, if you can imagine that. Obviously, I'm in Jersey. He's in Spanish Harlem. I haven't seen him for 21 years. The last time I was in a barbershop, he cut my hair for my wedding. This is a pleasure to meet someone, you and I both, to know someone that's been doing something professionally for over at least 30 years. It's safe to say this has been his only job. I'm looking forward to confirming that, seeing what kept him in the business, if he almost left the business. Knowing someone that's done something professionally for 30 years is really impressive. So, or give or take a couple of years. We're going to get some confirmation on that, but I'm excited to speak to him. You might say, a barber, what's so exciting about a barber? Everyone's profession is important. Everyone has a calling. You know, if you're a barber, you could be speaking to someone about their life, their marriage, being an ear, being a good listener. I'm sure he's been therapeutic to many people who have sat in his chair. And so I honor, my salute to all barbers, beauticians, beauty salons for doing what you do, standing on your feet, lifting people's spirits. Obviously, the exterior comes out looking better than it did before they walked in. And I salute you. I salute every profession that I'm going to get the honor and privilege to speak to on this podcast. Everyone matters. Everyone counts. It might not be a profession you're interested in, but someone is interested in it. And I look forward to the wisdom. Jerry, AKA Lomax. I got to get to the reason for that nickname when we get on. And I can't wait to get this interview started. We're waiting for him to come in, and we're going to jump right in once he gets here. All right?
Corey Jones, what's good, brother?
Jerry the Barber, what's good, bro?
Ain't nothing, man. Here, man, with a long-time customer of mine, my boy Mike.
What up, Mike?
My boy Corey Jones, long-time friend. You just missed Eric Cepeda with his kids, Larry Jones, Tony Brown. They do their occasional pop-ups, I told you.
Yeah. Yo, this is crazy, Jerry. What up, man? It's 35 years good? Knowing you.
Yeah, man. Long time, man.
Bro, I got to start with this. How many years you been cutting?
We've been cutting since 16, man, since boarding school. And I went away right after we played maybe 12 and under was our last team that we played on. And I think by like 12, 11, by 11 years old, we was already away at our first camps in the summer. And by 15, I was away at boarding school. So I would say by like 16, my second year in boarding school.
Wow.
We started cutting.
Crazy.
We was away. I was away. I think I went and visited my sister down in Virginia, and I didn't like how the barbers in Virginia were cutting. I went and got like a set of clippers. Just started messing with my own hair.
Crazy.
And that's what, we kept it going. But by then you was gone. Like you wasn't in Boys Club heavy, right?
No. After you left, I left shortly after for sure. I didn't know you moved to Virginia, bro.
No, actually, I was staying out there because my sister was out there, my older sister.
Okay.
She came back into the States from Germany, so that's where it really started. And, we was like right near Georgetown, right there in downtown Fairfax, like Alexandria, the northern area, right outside of D.C.
Yeah.
So there were places that, you could find a haircut. I wasn't feeling the D.C. barbers and how they were fading and stuff. Like, I was used to a New York fade, man.
Yeah. Bro, I'm from Harlem. You from Harlem. I tell a lot of my students in the school, we made up the best nicknames. How did you get Lomax, bro?
Oh man, Lomax. The name of Lomax is funny. It's funny. I remember the old time, boy. You remember the old school cats that used to come by the old shop. Some of my old friends. One of my friends had a van. And like Friday nights, everybody come by the barbershop, we chilling there.
Yeah.
And a long day, we get in the van, man, after a couple of drinks. And after a couple of drinks, I was done. And when we would lounge out in the van, man, I would just pass out like Bernie Lomax from Weekend at Bernie's.
Oh! I got you.
So the fellas would strap on the seatbelt on me and they started calling me Lomax. Like, yo, this guy's right here in the back like Bernie Lomax asleep. We can't wake him up. Be a dead body.
Got you.
So we got the Lomax through that.
Got you.
And old school, them old school cats that was around then, they just ran with that one.
Yeah. Depending who give you the name, it stick.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of people, I've had a couple of black families stop by in the last 2 years since I've been here that have attended like the funeral home and been like, yo, who's Lomax here? Because that's my last name. They pulling out like 2-3 people from the South have asked me, is that my last name? When I told them, when I tell them the story, they start crying.
So one of my first questions was, what inspired you to become a barber? And would you say it was just messing with your own hair, getting business up in boarding school?
Nah, like I would say, what inspired me? Remember, we was like 15, 16, 17, and remember we was watching Division One college basketball was crazy. Everybody had the dope haircuts.
Yeah.
Everybody that was Division One always, and anybody on Georgetown, anybody in UNLV. I don't know if you remember UNLV. They used to have the UNLV carved on the side. And it was just from those days that we always looked at the top-notch Division One ball players and like, yo, they get the most money. They get the dopest haircuts. We definitely back then we all had 3 or 4 Division One ball players that we wanted to be.
Yeah.
Guys nowadays, they don't even look at it, man. I don't understand it.
Yeah.
They can't, young boys can't give me 5 of their favorite point guards in NCAA anymore. They want to be pros. And they don't even got it yet.
Yeah, it's one and done, so you can't even stick with a team these days.
Exactly. So, that was one of the biggest things, like back then. Then, it was just fly shit. I love Big Daddy Kane. I love hip hop. I love flat tops. I love all of that. I have flat top slopes, all that shit. See?
Yeah.
Right after we played, I got a little more. Obviously, we got a little more mature. We started dressing up. We was going to clubs in New York City at 15, 16.
Yeah.
And just getting fly haircuts and dressing up as fly as we could to go to these clubs, the Tunnel, all those spots we was going to at 16, the old New York, man.
Yeah.
You get 2 haircuts a week if you could, man. But yeah, crazy, man. Why not?
Yeah.
And then once I learned how to do it, that's what it was. Like, I try to keep myself as fresh as possible, just trying to do things that maybe somebody ain't see done before with a fade or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, Boys Club. By the time I was 16 in Boys Club, I probably had about like 25 customers already, man.
Wow.
But
Have you had any other job, Jay?
Yes, I have. Actually, back then I worked with the club a little something. I did a little bit of counselor work with them. And I did a doorman job a few years ago where I was doing both.
Okay.
So predominantly it's just been cutting hair, man.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. What makes someone a master barber, and what are the benefits of being a master barber?
The master barber, I ran around with an apprentice license for a good amount of years, and I passed by this real fly spot on the west side. It was called Braxton's Exceptional Cuts for, I don't know, Exceptional Cuts for Exceptional Man, something like that. It was a little far ahead of their time, and it made me go get my paper because I said, yeah, I want to work here. This is too fly in my neighborhood to let it go by.
Yeah.
And I ended up getting a master's barber's license because I knew what I was doing. I didn't have to stay there for the 6 months. I gave them 2 months, and basically, they helped me get to the test. And he gave me a few hours to go down there and work, and attain the paperwork. The paperwork is bragging. It's braggers' rights. It's like having a bachelor's. You can't do certain jobs without a bachelor's. People don't take you serious.
Yeah.
People don't take people don't take you serious, and when they see the paperwork, it's just another level. Like right now, I got a fly little jersey on, but if I put on that white jacket, I might attract 2 or 3 people walking by right now getting off of work because they look for barbers in white jackets with gloves on and looking a lot more formal. When you're looking formal, you got your paperwork. We could drive the truck and put the oil in the building. We can't do that without a driver's license.
Yeah. What's your favorite aspect of being a barber?
Being able to control your own hours and control your life. Like, I've been able to just pay rent and control my life. Like, I control my own hours. Like, there's nothing like controlling your own hours.
Yeah.
It's almost like, working from home forever. Like, I don't know, something like that. Except that, you're in the public. I still do house calls. I do go out.
Yeah.
I got a couple of people in wheelchairs, and occasionally people don't feel like coming to the barbershop. They don't want to be in front of nobody's face. So we still do run out of the barbershop for sure.
Yeah. How do you request? How do you handle requests for you to travel to clients?
I'm very busy, man. I can see 11, 13, 14 people a day. That's about timing, man, and hitting me up right and hitting the calendar up right and just doing this correctly. Just doing it correctly, man. Timing. Everything is timing, man. Timing. Timing is everything. That shit is key.
Yeah.
I'm more by referral as far as me personally. I'm a one-man band here, so I don't have anyone.
Okay.
I did have someone come by here last week and inquire about possibly getting into another chair, but I'm limited space here, so I got to think this out and think it through.
Yeah. So at its max, you would be able to have 2 chairs, yours and another?
I would think so, depending on if I do some trimming of some fat in here.
Yeah.
I would have to readjust a couple of things, and there's a possibility of fitting three people in here, but then you got 6 people in here, and I have ample air in here, man.
Yeah.
So it could get. I don't want it to get too hot in here, man.
Yeah.
That's another thing. So the space is definitely accommodating me by myself.
Yeah.
Can I make it a little more Can I make it uncomfortable to? Can I make it a little less comfortable to make my feet a little more comfortable? Sure, if I had it on a chair.
Yeah. So it's just something to consider.
Huh?
That's just something you're gonna have to consider down the road.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm gonna have to consider that like ASAP. I'm trying to consider that ASAP, like within the next few weeks.
Yeah, yeah. Wouldn't it be more beneficial in a way to work at a spot where you don't have to take care of any of the overhead based on how much clientele you have?
You already know that there's a possibility that I love the place, but there's a possibility that I may have to do that. Don't think that that's not in me. I'm weighing that out right now.
Yeah.
I'm definitely weighing that out right now.
Yeah.
Definitely. If I don't go ahead and adjust with adding another person in here to work with me, that's also crowd control. Can you control your crowd the way I control my crowd?
Yeah. Because a lot of barbers are doing appointment only, so that's a way of controlling the crowd. But I know you probably have a lot of people come see you to just say what's up. So that's something to
like right now, Larry and Tony popped up, and I had Eric and his 2 kids in here, so there was 6 of us in here for a little bit. When my client coming through, there was 7. Them dudes had to leave.
Yeah.
We just can't have that much in here, man.
Yeah.
So I would love a bigger place, man. I just got a short wall. This wall behind me here is shorter. I wish I could blow it up and go in, but that's how the building is made.
Yeah. Barbershop talk is everything. So what's the 3 subjects most talked about in the barbershop?
The 3 subjects talked about in the barbershop? Oh boy.
Sports.
The 3 subjects. Sports.
Women.
Relationships.
Politics, Jay, or no? Spanish Harlem ain't talking about politics.
No, you'd be surprised. The politics are spoken of, man. People would be highly surprised of how people feel out here. I believe that there's a false narrative out here, man. There's a lot of people. I believe that there's a lot of people that when they close that curtain behind them, they vote in a way that you're not supposed to, just to save tax money and to do certain things. And that's how life is. I don't know. Yeah. I'm starting to I figured this out right now between 40 and 50. Some of those things right now, I'll be 51 on Wednesday, Corey.
Happy birthday, bro. I'll be 52 on Saturday.
Exactly. You're behind me. Right. Damn, man, I forgot you were a year older.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
We was on the same team, though.
Yeah. I definitely forgot that you was a year older. I thought you was going on 51 yourself.
No. I do lose count, but I'll be 52 Saturday. Let me ask you this. You've had celebrity clients, right?
Yes, I have.
Who's some?
I cut Floyd Mayweather. I had Jalen Rose before Jalen was dyeing his hair the way he's dyeing his hair. Chris Webber. I had Jalen Rose, me and Jalen is tight. And a whole bunch of Spanish bands. R&B artists. There's a couple of NBA players, couple of NFL players, couple of people in the industry that I go up to, that I've gone to their office.
What's the most you've charged for a cut when you had to travel for a celebrity?
Oh, I was getting $100 a cut from Jalen 10 years ago or more. Every 2 days, the same haircut every 2 days. Do the same thing. You get $100.
And you had to go to his office, or he come to you?
No, I would go to the hotels downtown, because remember they didn't have all those ESPN studios and all that yet.
Yeah.
So he was going up to Bristol, Connecticut to film. So I would come through. He would come through the day before. He would get all his clothing, his tailoring, all of that together, and then, hey man, sometimes the dude would throw me the key to the room, like, yo, I don't need this room no more. You got it for 2 days.
Wow. Nice.
But he always took care of me. Real good dude, man. Definitely. Much love.
Yeah.
Much love.
Yeah.
Definitely, that's probably one of my biggest celebrity clients for sure.
Yeah.
But celebrities always want you to bend.
Yeah.
And if I got constant money from people that are just as hard workers, I'm taking the constant money. The
Yeah.
football players and the basketball players, they think that they could just call you whenever and you jumping. I'm not jumping like that, Corey.
Yeah. Yeah, especially since you don't have to.
Nah, since I don't have to, I'm not jumping like that. I'm like, man, I'm good.
Yeah,
I got constant money coming to see me right now like never before. I don't need it. I don't need the headache
Yeah.
from somebody just trying to demand me at like any moment they want to demand me. Like,
Yeah.
sorry, your money's the same.
Yeah. Well, you big on respect, so it all makes sense.
Exactly.
Yeah. When you first started cutting, how much did you charge compared to what the same cut would be today?
Oh, it's probably right now it's probably close to double, a little bit more. It could be close to double or a little bit more depending on how much more of the service that you're getting.
Yeah. What would you say is the key to having a successful career?
Consistency. You got to deal with it, man. I sat in shops for $40 in a day. I sat in shops when it was 20 degrees and I only got $50 in a day, $40 in a day, 2 haircuts. It don't matter. You gotta pay your dues. And you gotta be consistent. And you gotta be what they say, like my tools, like I'm only gonna be as good as my tools can. If I stay on top of my tools and I'm not burning people and I'm performing the way I'm supposed to perform and I'm not welting people or burning people, then people are always going to come back and say, wow, this dude is clean, he's sharp, he's on time, he wakes up for me and I wake up for him. So
Yeah.
that's pretty much, we both fighting a battle to get here in the morning.
Yeah.
It ain't only me, it's the client too.
Yeah. How do you ensure the safety and sanitation of your tools in your workspace?
Constantly cleaning while I'm working, constantly cleaning. After I'm done, I'm cleaning, I'm soaking, I'm cleaning up all my stuff. And just, trying to maintain it as dust free and as clean as we can. Powder makes a lot of mess.
Yeah.
You gotta be light on the powder as well, man.
Yeah. How would you suggest a new barber generate business?
How would I suggest a new barber to generate business?
Yeah, how would you suggest a new barber generate business?
Well, right now we're doing a podcast for social media, which you already know. I don't even have an Instagram page because I feel like I'm loaded. A lot of people are like, "Yo, you're wrong. You need to do it. You need to do a TikTok page. You need to share. And I'm like, I feel like if I take, I feel like if I take still photos and put them on the wall, like I could get away with it. I still could, me personally,
Yeah.
I could get away with it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Right now, like we're in a. The new barber has to use. I guess he has to use the social media. He's not on yet,
Yeah.
Corey.
Yeah.
He's not on yet. I was already on for 21 years. I was already on before the last 10.
Yeah.
This is my 31st year. So for 21 years, I was banging out already. Not even 21. I'd say about 16 years I was banging out of those 21. Now these last 10, the social media is here and people can share what you do. My friends share what I do on their stories or on their pages.
Yeah.
And I guess he got the young barber has to learn consistency. He has to learn if you're in a neighborhood and they speak a different language, you better master that language.
Good.
Yeah,
Good stuff.
Master some words so that you can get it across to the clientele, because that's one of the biggest complaints that I hear from friends, that like they'll end up in a shop and the guy only speaks Spanish. And my friend will be like, yo, my mustache is this thin because we started out with the mustache being thick, but I can't get it across to him that stop making the mustache thin, leave it thick.
Yeah.
And the guy doesn't speak a lick, the guy that's the barber only speaks Spanish. He doesn't speak a lick of English.
Yeah.
Sometimes brothers be stuck. Sometimes brothers don't know how to go somewhere else. I don't know. There's a couple of things. I guess there's a couple of things. Language barrier, you gotta make sure you gotta beat that. If you Spanish and you come to cut here, I guess you can get away with it, but so much before people start going, yo, I can't get it through to this dude.
Yeah.
Then you kind of get cut. Then you get caught just cutting your own people.
Yeah.
Nah, man. Expand that part. Expand that part, definitely. Social media is definite.
No, that's good. No, you good. You good. How do you handle difficult or unhappy customers?
I definitely would want to like ask what's the problem. Ultimately, not everybody is perfect. Sometimes you do things that some people don't like when you cutting them. Sometimes you make a mistake. Hey man, haircuts on me. You know, come back, let it grow. I'll make sure that the next time I won't cut that side too short or too.
Yeah.
You know, that's the only thing I can do. That's about the only thing that I can do. I can't glue the hair back on, even though there's a dude around the corner that'll glue some hair on your top and make it. You know, the new tricks of the new barbers, what they're doing. Like, that's the way I can make $5,000 a week right now. Corey doing 2 wigs, 3 wigs, man, at like $1,200 each.
Wow.
That's incredible that some of these dudes are making plus 100K, man, easy, 100, 200, 300Ks, man. These dudes are making from gluing hair on. Exactly.
Wow.
There's some dudes that's making some heavy money, man, gluing hair on. Kind of like what the ladies do with extensions.
Yeah, you're right.
It's the same thing, you know. We just live. That's the type of life that the new barber's living in. You really want to make money, like you got to get into that. Spend money on hair, like women spend on extensions, and you know, get dudes that are going bald to glue it on.
What do you believe? What do you believe sets you apart from other barbers in the area?
Number one, you know, we veterans. We've been around since the '90s, so just is everything. My whole everything in here, everything separates. Just the whole vibe. The vibe is the vibe that you create, and people can't create the vibe that I've created, that I've always created. And now that I got my own place, the vibe is uncomparable. People love it. They pass by. They want to sit in here. They want to come in here.
Yeah.
Sometimes I have days where I got 7, 8, 9 people that knock at the window while I'm doing shady, like rudely doing it, but they want to get in, and it says Lomax Cuts there. And these people they'll Google everything in the world, but they won't Google Lomax Cuts. You know. So I'm a little more private with that. Like, okay, you know, just Google it and get the number and hit me. I'm very busy. You know, I'm not super, like, I just don't want to open the door to everybody just because of the day that we're living in and some of the visitors that Barrio gets daily. We get a lot of visitors that aren't from here. Yeah. So I'm kind of funny, like, with just, like, opening the door for anyone, bro.
Has anything happened in the neighborhood that will make you feel like that?
Oh, things sometimes happen around the corner. Sometimes, you know, this is 116th Street, man. There's cars flowing by. There's a lot going on. There's a couple of lounges, and I got a liquor store on the corner, and, you know, I got a lounge on the corner here and across the street. So, you know, depending on the weekend and then on the weekday, you got characters that aren't from around here.
Got you. How do you balance speed and quality when working with multiple clients in a day?
I'm not greedy. So I know that if I got a full haircut, if I got 3 full haircuts with beards, I got to set aside at least maybe an hour and a half for each cut.
Wow.
And I got to give the person that's coming 15 minutes, and that person got to give me at least 15 minutes, just in case I'm running late. So I'm going to give you your 15, 20, but you got to respect me if I need that 15, 20. So it balances out with the people that, like I said, timing is everything, man. Timing is everything. You know, and I'm not greedy like that. I'm not going to try to fit 17 people in 10 hours. It's impossible. unless everybody's getting a hairline without no razor. So what I like to know is what's coming to see me. I want to know that in advance so I can know, okay, I got time. I got time to see him. I could take my time. We all right.
What time do you start?
I start most of the time as early as 8 a.m. Today is Monday. I started at 8:30. I have a constant 8:30 for the last couple of years. So Monday start at 8:30, and they take me sometimes through close to midday. Then I'll have a little gap, and almost every day is the same thing. Well, it doesn't matter, the spring, summer, fall, almost every day, almost every week is almost the same scheduling of people. Some people shift around when they shift around at their jobs, but most people stick to the same.
So, are you using automation to make your appointments, or people just text you?
I'm not using the automation. I can't use the automation. I can't use an application where I let the people go on and just put in the time, because I got too many. I got people that come see me weekly. I got bi-weekly. I got tri-weekly. I got 4-weekers. And I'm right now I'm to the point where I can't give nobody else a permanent time, because I need time to eat. I need a smoothie. I need to walk. I need to go see my mom. I need to go run to the park real quick, jump on a scooter. And sometimes when I overbook, all those things I just mentioned to you, I don't do not one. And I just get overwhelmed and I get crazy. I need to breathe. Yeah, man.
So you come in at 8:30 usually. You take a break at noon.
Just about, or I could go through noon and take a break at about 1.
Take a walk.
Yeah.
Get some lunch.
Yeah.
Get out the shop for a bit.
Yeah, sometimes an hour, sometimes an hour and a half. I gotta, I gotta see something else, man. After like 6 or 7 people straight.
Yeah.
I need to see something else besides the walls.
And then come back. What time you usually leave at night?
At night, we would leave maybe, I'm doing like 8 to 8, man, most of the time.
8 to 8?
Yeah, unless I slow down, like something slows me down, or like let's say perhaps if I start at 9, I'll go 9 to 8, or perhaps I'll go 9 to 9.
What's the most haircuts you ever did in a day?
In a day, I would say, oh man, we're gonna go back to like a New Year's Eve, maybe a couple of years ago, where I probably started cutting hair at like 6:30 in the morning.
Wow.
I left, it was dark the day before, and I got back on the 31st and it was still dark. That was bug. I would say, I don't know, maybe like 32, 33 people, bro. Wow. That day. Exactly. I'd say that's back 2016 or something like that. I remember doing that. When I was doing the doorman job, it just happened to be a weekend, the New Year's Eve and the Christmas and all that, and I was able to have a really nice week between both jobs.
Was the doorman job because you needed a break, or you just needed supplemental income at that time?
I needed a break. I wanted some more money, but I was really more interested in like a good health care.
Okay.
That's what I was really interested in, and I was there for about 10 months, and I didn't follow up with it. I didn't like the company that was the property manager was running the building. It was their first building they were running, so they were a little off. They definitely was a little off with like how they were running it. So
yeah, got you.
I had to let it go, and I gained like 27 pounds too.
Word, a chubby Lomax.
Yeah, the metabolism slowed down. Mike, I'm doing. Am I edging the beard or just take off the whiskers? As thick as it is.
Funny. What advice would you give to someone who's considering being a barber?
Anyone considering being a barber, I always ask people, can you trace? Are you neat?
Yeah.
Do you have a steady hand? Can you sign? Do you have good penmanship?
I hadn't
Because
thought
if you
about that.
can't,
That's
you know,
good.
if you don't have penmanship and you're not neat, then neat. Like, are you a neat dresser? Do you wear your hair neat? Are you neat? Are you a neat person? Because most of us tend to, it seems to me like a lot of us tend to be, super tidy people. Like, I'm a perfectionist. So I like my shit looking right. Everything. I've been black and white. Everything got to match. I'm one of those, like, you know what I'm saying? Don't throw a little bit of a different blue and you fucked it up.
Got you. Got you. What's something about the profession you wish you knew earlier but had to learn over time?
Shaving with a razor. I wish I knew how to shave with a razor when I first started, because it takes a long time to learn how to shave and learn the grains of hair and the directions of the hair that they go in. And you make a lot of money when you know how to use the razor.
Mm.
The razor and the scissor. The razors and the scissor. You gotta know. You gotta know certain things with that scissor, and you have to know a whole lot with that razor to make that money. You have to learn the different types of skin and master the skin, whether it's black skin or European skin. You have to master it. And product. You gotta know what product to buy for skincare. If you're messing with razors.
Mm. Being that this is a cash business, how do you determine when to go on vacation?
Oh, I'm not a cash business. I do accept cash, but I accept digital. I accept Zelle pays, and I accept credit cards too. So that's all going into a business account, Corey.
Okay.
All of that is counted by the accountant for sure.
Okay.
What'd you say as far as going on vacation?
Yeah, like how do you decide when you're gonna go away, leaving all your clients to fend for themselves?
You see, I just went on vacation 3 weeks ago. I left for 7 days, 6 nights, and it's funny that you mentioned what you just said, because I had some clients that I kind of felt like they was upset that I left, and I hadn't left in 11 months. I was dead tired. My feet were done. My legs were jelly, man.
Yeah.
I had to. I was just to the point where sometimes you got to cut it off and go, look, listen, you leave twice a month. I can't leave. You're bugging. You understand? You leave twice a month.
Yeah.
You got a condo in Puerto Rico. You got a vacation club in DR. Damn. Throw that shit in my face all the time, and I can't leave for 6 or 7 days. My feet are done, bro. Like, you want me to be fucked up, or you want me to be a barber? Like,
Yeah.
It can't roll your way the whole time. So I had to speak to a couple of people in that way, bro.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So those are good problems. My boy told me the other day, I don't feel sorry for you, Jay. I don't care. You making good money. He like, I don't feel sorry for you. He like, I don't feel sorry for you. Like, go ahead with that. Like, I'm like, damn, man, you a sucker.
So then my next question was, how do you handle being on your feet all day? Is it something you just get used to, or?
It's something that you get used to. I'd say now that I'm like, when I've been approaching my 50s, the last 5-6 years, I've been starting to feel it a whole lot more. You got to stretch your hips, you got to stretch your feet, you got to go to get massages twice a month. Like, it's no joke when you're getting older. You got your IT bands. You got to break the acid in your legs up. You standing. So if you're not you doing your counterpart, it's gonna break you down.
Yeah.
It's gonna break you down. And I stay away from playing basketball and a couple of other things. I broke my metacarpal a couple of years ago. When I was doing the doorman job, I had so much breath and I was running. I was feeling good. 7-8 full course back to back, Corey. No problem. Defense crazy.
I know your defense is crazy.
Bro, I broke my metacarpal and I was like, no, I'm not playing nothing no more.
Do you go to the gym now?
No, not really, but I ride my bike and I walk a lot.
Okay.
I don't really try to drive no car around, man. The car sucks. The parking sucks. Got you.
How do you invest into your retirement?
Well, the accountant puts into the Social Security with the annual, so that's putting into that. And whatever I'm putting into my savings is something that I started when I was younger, a little something.
Okay.
You know.
So you got your eye on that for sure.
Yeah, I got my eye on that. I definitely need some other things that I'm working on right now to give me some residual incomes. And I got some things I still got to figure out.
Yeah.
Definitely, you know. We chose to see some things when we was early, and now, you know, now that we at this at this midway, we got to get more responsible right now.
Yeah. In all your years, have there been any new advances in your industry, like with clippers, razors, special creams?
Oh yeah, we have a shaving oil, we have shaving gels, we have shaving oil, shaving gels. We have cordless clippers, which are things that I spoke of when I first came into the game, and my boys would say there would never be enough torque. And now we're using lithium ion batteries and everything, and there's enough torque in all these clippers, giving us 70 to 90 minute runs on a lot of these things.
Mm. That's good.
Mm-hmm. So, you know, the innovation and the thought with the innovation was definitely there years ago, which I just never followed up on certain things. And a lot of people beat you to the punch, man.
Yeah. At this point in your career, how many days do you work and how many cuts do you do on per week on average?
It could vary. It's all about weather in New York. One of the biggest things is weather in New York. Weather in New York and who you keep like as your clientele. Like, you know, I got a clientele of people that work hard, that wake up, that work hard, that get their days off when they need them, that set their schedule, you know, that are setting schedules. Corporate, like, you know, I've been labeled like a corporate barber because a lot of people that come see me, you know, are into their corporate jobs and have control of their own lives and could see me twice a week and can afford it, and I don't know, something like that.
What are your days off?
I take Sundays off.
Okay. And the busiest days are Friday and Saturday, like always, right?
Nope, every day's a busy day.
Oh, for you. Yeah.
Almost every day's a busy day. Tomorrow I won't be here in the morning, but tomorrow I'm gonna do something that you would be happy of. I'm going to Spofford tomorrow morning. I got 10 haircuts. I'm doing like a give back program from 9 to 12.
Oh, blessings. That's what's up.
Yes. I did one a couple of weeks ago for my other boy, but he has a Beacon up on White Plains Road. This time I'm going up to Spofford with one of my other boys' friends that he has a nonprofit. He's doing something up there with. So, you know, sometimes it cuts me off from here. I'm doing a couple of other little things like that. Every now and then I do those things.
Yeah.
I know if I give back, I know if I give back, I'm getting double that later on.
Of course. What's the best pay structure as a new barber?
You said pay structure?
Yeah.
Well, you control your own money. When you get your own LLC and you're sole proprietor of your own, even if when you're renting under a barbershop, you still have to do that. You're paying yourself. Remember, you pay yourself. You could put as much money as you want in your bank account, and you pay yourself. You pay yourself, right? You got to pay your own taxes on your own money, so you decide what you're paying yourself.
Yeah.
That's the best thing about it.
Yeah.
As long as you know that the more you pay yourself, the more taxes you got to pay. That's it. We know that.
Yeah. But a new barber would usually come in, and would you charge them rent or take off a piece per cut?
I wouldn't. See, I've been working by myself for years, see, so I can't call that right now, man.
Okay.
I really can't call that. Like, I got a guy that asked me to work in here, and I told him, I gave him a number for the week. Because I know he works in the barbershop down the block. He ain't hurting.
Yeah.
He ain't hurting, so he got clientele. You coming with clientele? You got to give me.
Yeah.
You got to give me. You can't. You can't come to the shop without no clientele.
Yeah. What was the moment you knew it was best for you to open your own shop instead of just rent a chair and keep the expenses lower and responsibilities lower?
The COVID moment, man. The COVID moment is what brought me to come by myself. I was just stressed about the masks and stressed about I was working at a salon and the women were stressing that the men were taking their masks off too much. And I couldn't deal with the moment. I was like, yo, I gotta go. I can't do this here no more like this. So even if I have to pay some more money in rent, I'm gonna make my clientele. I'm gonna satisfy my clientele at this moment right now.
Yeah.
And luckily, I was able to get this spot, paying a couple more dollars than what I was paying when I was renting out at the other spot. But like you said, I added on the overhead of the Coned, of the garbage, of the insurance for the place. So there's a couple of extra dollars that I got to throw out, but I'm more comfortable. We can talk how we want. We men here, and my clientele is happy and they enjoy the ambiance. And, that's the whole thing about it too, enjoying the ambiance. I got, the sports on. We got some music on, always either some vintage or some of the newest, whatever, because we can vibe out or whatever frequency we need to jump on, we jump on. I got some young clientele. We gonna listen to whatever they want to listen to. We all gonna be on the same frequency. But I try to adjust to modern day as much as I can, and I keep it 1,000% 90s funky. For real, because a lot of people don't believe my age, because I don't look 50.
Both for us. God bless. Bless up.
Yeah, a lot of people, they don't believe the age. They be like, nah, there's no way.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, man, I'm not putting no dye on my face or nothing. Like,
Yeah.
Somebody asked me if my hair was my hair one day. Yeah, because dude like a little older than me, like, yo, that's your hair? I'm like, yeah, this ain't no glue, pa.
Lomax, man, it's been a pleasure. I got one last question. Is there anything you would like to talk about or mention or share with our listening audience that I didn't cover?
No, the questions was pretty thorough. See? Definitely.
All right.
Definitely.
All right. So my last question is this. If you could text your younger self, what would the message be? And what age would you send that text to?
Oh man. If I could text my younger self,
what would that
message be? I would tell myself when I met you guys, these are the guys that could change my life. And I didn't go about it the way that I should have, because I wasn't thinking the way that I should have. When you guys were thinking on a grand scale, you and Vern and Joe, I respect y'all so much. And y'all been doing what y'all had to do for yourselves for a long time now. You know what I'm saying? So I'm starting to reach certain points, and I've been learning over the last couple of years. But I would love to text myself at 27 and tell myself, like, yo, stop doing the stupid things and wake up, because these guys, they about to get their own. And some of them got theirs, you know what I'm saying? And some of us wake up a little late, Corey.
Yeah.
And it sucks. But this is what it is, man. I'm here and I'm trying to push forward from the moment. And I'm trying to, like, I don't try to look back to those times. I just try to go forward from now
Yeah.
Because I got some time in front of me,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I don't have super family responsibility, so there's no time for mistakes, but there's time for me to push forward through my mistakes that I've already done.
Yeah, good.
But I would definitely text myself and say, hey man, these are the guys that's gonna change your life, man. You're gonna get into a house with them, you're gonna get your credit right, you're gonna do shit right with them. Word. That's being with you, that's being with Vern. That was my fucking biggest mistake, like not getting with Rockhead and them and not just to get around with them and smoke and drink with them, but to just get around with them and become financially responsible by 30, 31.
Yeah.
And Joe used to tell us a lot, when we was younger, yo, I just want y'all to put in, I want y'all to put in, I want y'all to put in, I want y'all to get right. Word.
That's good. Thanks for sharing that, bro.
Definitely.
Yo, I love you, man.
Yeah.
I'm happy for you.
I love you too, Corey. Thank you.
Yeah, this has been a complete joy.
We gotta catch up for a cigar. You say you smoke cigars.
Yeah. I'll come through.
And I still love champagne. Remember I told you, there's one thing I would love to do for the rest of my life is drink a bottle of champagne every day. Remember that day I told you that?
I do not remember that.
You do not remember that? You said, damn, Jay, you smoke weed every day. He said, yo, if you want to smoke weed every day, what would you do? I said, yo, I would drink a bottle of champagne with you every day.
I used to drink a bottle of champagne every house closing because I used to do real estate full time. So every time I closed a house, I bought a bottle of champagne for my wife and I.
Really?
Yeah.
One of my good friends, he's a big promoter here in the city, and he doesn't drink any liquor anymore. But every time he makes $1 million, he takes a shot of that Louis, baby.
That's
nice celebration. That's a nice celebration.
Thing to celebrate.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna hit you up, Jay, when I come through.
Hey Corey, happy birthday, my brother.
Thank you. Happy birthday to you too. Love. Appreciate you.
Love, brother. Definitely.
All right. Thank you for spending time with us. Please share, review, and subscribe now. Follow us on social media where we post new guest alerts and show recaps. All the information will be in the show notes. Thank you and be blessed.